Okay, so here we are with the Lagun, another Lagun. First of all, before we get started with this video, I want everybody to know that I'm not actually as short as I appear right now. Shane is at a higher angle than me, and this machine's gigantic. So now that we got that over with, this is a Lagun FU-TV.1-LA. So not sure what all those letters and numbers mean, but it's still supported from Lagun. Lagun in California does a great job of support. They support all their machines with parts, service, whatever you need. Also, we've come to realize that Laguns have a really solid variable speed assembly. Bridgeport have the black plastic bushing. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with those because they go out a lot. Usually the black plastic bushing, if you push your machine hard, will last about 5 years, 6 years. Whereas the Lagun in the Reeves pulley system, it has a steel bushing with a Teflon, kind of like a Teflon material coating on the inside, which helps them to last a lot longer. Typically those bushings last 15 to 20 years. And if you put MRC bearings in heads, those too last 15 or 20 years. So you end up with a machine that you don't have to pull the head apart for different reasons throughout a 10 or 15 or 20 year span, which is nice. So anyway, we'll run through some of the functions and just show you guys how this machine works. First of all, it's a 10 by 50, nice big table, big travels, it'll hold big weight. This isn't just like a Series 1 Bridgeport. This is a very, very large, very rigid machine. For those of you who have room for it, it would be excellent for a rigid machine tool, capable of machining a lot of big parts, heavy cuts, things like that. So some of the neat features in this machine is it has power feed in every direction, the knee, the Y, the X, obviously the quill. It has a horizontal spindle coming in from the column here, and it has the FTV2 Lagun head. This head is just a fantastic head like we've already talked about. All of the on, off, and e-stop functions, as well as the in-casting coolant, is all controlled from this panel here. It has just on-off switches. It has a potentiometer for the DC motor that runs all the feeds. It goes anywhere from like 1 or 2 inches a minute all the way up to 26, and then it has a rapid function too. So we'll go ahead and turn it on. This is the spindle on. This is the feed on. Now at any point in time you can hit the e-stop, shuts everything off. You don't have to twist it to unlock it or anything. You can just turn it back on with the start switch. You can see while we're here, you can see the Mititoyo. It's got a nice Mititoyo digital readout on it. Functions real well. Just on the X and Y, it's 2 axis. So we can run the vertical portion of the head, high gear, that's spindle reverse, brake, spindle forward. While we got it in high, we'll go ahead and run through the quill feed rather. So we got quill down feed, kick out, got quill up feed, and then let's see, let's put it low. Reverse, brake, forward, brake. Another feature of the head that I didn't mention, I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera angle, is it has a speedy power drawbar with a push button on the front, which is kind of nice, air-powered power drawbar. And so if we move down to the base now, like I said, it has power feed in every direction. One really neat feature about these machines in particular is the whole table assembly is on T-slots. And if you loosen the bolts underneath, you can actually swivel. There's a scale with graduations on the bottom. You can actually swivel the entire table union 45 degrees either direction to give you a tapered cut or to cut a miter, something like that. So that's a really, really neat function of these machines in particular. So as far as the table feed goes, you turn it on here, the potentiometer displays itself in inches a minute on the gauge. And so the lever here turns it on. When you pull it up, your power feed is engaged. Everything's hot. So you have your table feed in either direction, turned up or down. All the axes have kickouts. Here's your Y in either direction. And even the knee up and down. big machine like this, a lot of the times it's hard to crank the knee up, but this one's geared in a way that makes it very easy. We can switch this handle over to here, and then put the feet out. Put the feet out, even with a small handle like this, it's a piece of cake. Now, if it's a little too tough, you got the knee handle too to give you a little bit more leverage, but you can make small adjustments even with this handle. So now another cool feature is the rapid back. So let's say you're making a cut in your X, and you finish your cut and you want to wrap it back to the position you were at. With the engagement lever, you go down and then push down, and it rapids it back to wherever you were. You can readjust your Y, take another cut. So that's a neat function too. So we think it's a great machine. It's very heavy duty. And what are you pointing at? Oh, horizontal, that's right. Just to let you see it, horizontal on. The spindle speeds range from 35 to 1800. It's geared both directions, so this is high gear. And then if you shift it to low gear, there's low gear. And then the variable speed wheel to ramp it up and down, the variable speed system wheel is on the back. So when you crank that, you can either go slower or faster. It's a whole lot of a machine, and we got it listed on eBay, so hopefully it goes to a good home.